What's going on, everybody? Mr. Sly, and we are back in your other amazing one. We're back in here, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Before going to the show today, I want to thank you guys for something. We got 25 subscribers in here. Now, someone's going to come in and say, oh, there's a new YouTuber just saying thank you to 25 subscribers. Basically, guys, I had a channel with over 2K subscribers, but that's in the past because something happened to it. That's past news. Now, today, let's go something interesting about DNA, stepchild, and parenting issues. Before we get into that, because this is the best entertainment show on YouTube, education and entertainment. So Naija now wow.
This country now yo lo 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 lo. This country now this country now.
Alright guys, welcome to Naija wow. And today we have the
new world order.
Government will regulate social media if I become Minister of Information. Dele Alake. Apparently, this guy was nominated to become the Minister of Info, and he has come out to tell you that
New world order.
they will control your social media. So you might be able to post some kind of nonsense on social media. They might block you from accessing Facebook, Twitter, or wherever. I hate to comment on politics in this country, but however, you agree with me that the political system is like a zoo in Nigeria, Africa. Imagine how a man comes online. Imagine how a man comes online to say he's going to censor what you see on the internet. That is messed up. We're going to move on to Nigerian Hour number 2. Now, if you watch my last video, no, not my last video, some videos ago, our guy was late or a girl was late to a date and the guy just took her in. I tell you guys, do not accept nonsense. If a girl comes late to a date, put her up on her feet for that. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Problem is that I told you to come at 2 p.m. and you came at 2:04, 4 minutes late. I'm not used to this kind of delay. For me, it's not possible, to have a relationship where my partner is not showing up on time. Problem is that I told you to come at 2 p.m. and you came at 2:04, 4 minutes late. I'm not used to this kind of delay. For me, it's not possible, to have a relationship with my partner.
I mean, we gotta give it to him. I know 2 o'clock to 2:04 is a little one, but I tell you guys, do not take nonsense from a chick. If she comes late, tell her she came late. As a matter of fact, let her be there waiting for you before you arrive. Let's go on to Nigerian Hour on the next on this. It says, Nigerian men be steady winning the wrong Olympics. Let's see, what Olympics are we talking about here?
Which Asian race is the best in bed?
Nigerians.
Just in case you didn't hear the question, let me take this back for you.
Which Asian race is the best in bed?
Nigerians.
They're not Asian.
Oh wait.
Asian. Asian.
Look, all I'm just going to say is this. Just give it to them. Wait, where's my soundboard?
You know, say, a fine boys like us, we will not too look for women like that. Now they rush us. Now they rush us.
Anyway, let's go on to the next Nigerian Hour. And I'm going to show you something I talked about some time ago. Because when I say this, that cheating most times is not exactly cheating. You guys don't agree with me. Now, this lady says, no gold digger can destroy my marriage of 31 years. Wife of former bank chairman Tunde Ayeni reacts to paternity scandal involving female lawyer. Let's look at the article. I'm not going to read through it. I don't have that time. But Abiola, the wife of Nigerian businessman and former chairman of defunct Sky Bank, has reacted to paternity tussle involving her husband and a female lawyer in Abuja. Now, the female lawyer was a classmate of the businessman's daughter. Now, she made a couple of statements I want you to read and listen with me. She said, it may appear as if my husband's name is always associated with messy affairs with one lady or the other, but it doesn't change my opinion of my husband, and you cannot convince me that my husband is a flirt because I didn't marry him as a flirt. That's okay. That's okay. Now, let's see. Even if you show me all the evidence of how many women he has been with, she will not be convinced. Now, why will she not be convinced? I'm going to tell you why. Because money makes a man misbehave. Now, I ask Mr. Sly, how does this relate to your past video? Watch my video when I said, what exactly is cheating? This woman right here knows her husband bounces around, but the one thing you see is that money is the underlying factor.
I got money.
I said it. I said if a man can afford to take care of one woman and then he brings a different woman into the whole equation, but both women do not lose what they get from that one man, it is not cheating.
I got money.
Anyway, guys, Naija, awa.
This country now. Yo, lo, 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 lo. This country now. This country now.
Alright, guys, time for the main event. Okay, now, say for instance, let us imagine you were with a woman 3, 4 years, 5 years, 6, 7, 8, and you guys had kids. Then you discover that one of the child is not yours after going on. What exactly are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna tell you what people are gonna do. Before we do that, I like to talk on my facts and stories. Let's go into this story right here. Very interesting. It says, man wanted to jackpot his family, did a DNA test on his kids, found out his last favorite kid isn't his. So apparently now his wife is dead, so she cannot even tell him who the biological father of the child is. He had to leave the boy behind, but made sure he's well taken care of. Now, let me just scroll into this a bit, but I make you guys prejudicial. I'm going to go into the comment. We're going to scroll down to the comments so you can see the reactions of people and kind of nonsense they're saying. But before I do that, let me tell you something. The mistake you make is raising a child that is not yours. The biggest mistake you're going to make in life is raising a child that is not yours, a child that's not your seed, a child that's not from your own offspring. That is going to be a big mistake. Let me tell you something. Most times people react to situations like this with emotions. People react to situations like this with heart, with love, care, and kindness. I'm going to make this straight to you. I'm going to make this straight. If you find out that a boy you've been taking care of, a girl you've been taking care of 4, 5, 6, 7 years is not your child, dump that child. Now, you guys are going to say, Mr. Sly, you're back again with your hardness or whatever. Let's look at the comments. This one says, when men abandon children because they find out that they are not theirs biologically, I feel hurt. Because while I understand it's a response in pain, it's also a mar on that child's life forever. Let me tell you something, guys. You might think that you cannot let this child go away because you've been raising him all this while. Let me tell you something. There is a father and son bond you can never break. What am I saying? Let's say, for instance, in the long run, this child, you raise him, train him to school, put so much money into him, and maybe even becomes better than your own biological children. He's now well placed in life, and then his real father returns to his life. What does that make you?
You be mumu.
It makes you a fool. Because you wasted your money, you wasted your time, your resources on a child that is not yours, trying to raise him as your own. Never do that, guys. This is kind of an emotional response I'm talking about that people are going to make, trying to make you feel guilty for deciding to dump that child. I will say it again. If DNA proves that a child is not yours, dump that child. Now, let's go on to more comments. He said he would not have left him behind since whatever. As long as he's been taking care of all of them before the knowledge, there is no point leaving the child behind. However, the unfortunate woman is dead. So what's the point? Well, yeah, that's true. The woman is dead. But what I can say is this. Even if you've been raising this child all along, you do not owe anybody any responsibility. What you don't understand is the only relationship you should have with a child should be by blood. It should not be because he has been staying in your house for the past 5 years, so you owe it to him. What about all the food he has been eating? What about all the water he has been drinking, the light he has been enjoying? Who's going to pay you back for that? So you tell a man now who is barely taking care of his own children to now divest his own investment into a child that is not his, a child that might live him in the future because the real father has returned. Let us now look at this instance. Some of you might also want to do this thing with women who are still alive. What you don't understand is this. These men or this man who impregnated her, that you're not trying to take over his son, can start to walk back into their lives. What happened? The woman leaves you, the child leaves you, and then you are lonely. Look, I don't want to bring up a topic because right now I'm getting angry.
I'm angry.
I'm getting angry.
I swear to God, my anger can build 4-story building.
But basically, I think next week I'm going to bring up a video that I'm going to be reviewing from my usual Court People with Justice Court TV of a girl who was hopping between two men. One man got her pregnant. The other one said, okay, no, forget about it. I will take you in. He took her in with a stepchild that he adopted as his. Guess what happened? The man returns and said, I want my wife, I want my child. And they all left. Do not make that mistake. Do not train a child that is not yours. Never make that mistake, guys. Never train a child that you have no connection with. Yeah, if it's a random child from somewhere you adopted, fine. But if a woman comes to your life, tricks you into making her, or tricks you into thinking you knocked her up when you were not the one, tricks you into raising that child for 4, 5, 8 years, and then you find out he's not yours, what do? You dump that child and dump that woman. I'm out.